Hey guys, this is Unpunk bringing you a video here today. What this is going to be is the easiest way I have found, the easiest strategy that I've seen and found that you can use to successfully unlock the Bloodraven Mountaineer class within World War II zombies. I have not unlocked it for myself as of yet. I haven't got any of the challenges complete because they do take a lot of grinding and a lot of practice to get them down. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to survive until wave 50 and then kill a Brenner for one of the challenges. Second challenge is going to be survive 30 waves with no downed players. That can be done, either of those challenges can be done between 1 to 4 players, but I'd recommend using one as it's going to make this a lot easier and less hectic because it's already going to be pretty hectic in the high rounds by itself. And the third challenge is going to be survive from wave 1 to 21 without taking any damage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the map right now and show you guys some points you got to be careful on for all three of the challenges and the best strategy I find for training in this small little house here. But before we do that, let's go on over to our loadouts here. I have a custom loadout here set up. I'm using free fire as this works best to get to round 50 so you don't run out of ammo nearly as often, as well as it helps a lot with the no down, so if you're in a sticky situation, spam that. I found that using the shell shock class works best for the no damage. So if you guys are looking just to do that challenge, I would recommend doing that one in a separate game from the other two, as it's really hard to do all three, but I know it is possible. Shell shock will work really well to knock them back when you are trying to do that no damage, so it gives you, if you're about to get hit, just blast that shell shock, gives you some breathing room for a few minutes, but you can only use that every set period of time, so you got to be smart with it, and that makes it a little tricky. That's why I like to use free fire, and I'm finding this works better. I do use the longer lasting as well as resourceful because both of those add a lot to your drops. The resourceful increases the chance to spawn power-ups when killing enemies, as well as the longer lasting makes them last about 15 seconds or 33% longer from what I've experienced, which helps a lot when you have insta kills, max ammos, and also the double points, because all those are really useful to this challenge. I also use fully loaded because it increases the max ammo capacity in each of your weapons. It does not work for grenades, so if you want to use Grenader for that, but I don't find that is insanely useful as it doesn't double your amount of jack-in-the-boxes anymore when you get those from the box, so it's not really necessary, in my opinion, anymore, and it's not really that OP of a mod after the recent patch. I am using the Body Snatcher because for some reason I still can't use my Gear 43. For some reason it just won't let me click it. So I'm using the Body Snatcher, the M1, A1 as a starting weapon just so that I have some extra points and don't have to buy a weapon from the box or off the wall as quick. So I use that. I am using the satchel charges. They come in really handy when you have a train behind you. You can blow up quite a few. After about round 25, they start to make crawlers, so make sure you're careful on that and keep an eye out. I found those are the most useful. They will hurt you, so make sure you are far away if you're trying to do those 20 rounds with no damage. But they are overall really good for in the high rounds, so once you get past that round 21 mark and you've gotten that challenge complete, start using satchel charges so you can just toss them down, run past them a little bit, or make a full train, and once your train comes back around, just double tap and blow them up. Very useful to use. So without further ado, let's get right into the map here so that way I can show you guys the correct or the best path to follow while you're doing these challenges. You're going to also want to get the Pack-a-Punch open. You're going to want to get the box open, the secret room with the lanterns around the map. So if you don't know how to do that, make sure to check on the description video. It'll show you how to unlock the Pack-a-Punch and unlock the box and get the Pack-a-Punch for it, because you're going to need the jack-in-the-boxes and 10,000 points. So I would say for the first 10 rounds or so, don't really try to spend too much, but also make sure you're focusing on perks. So the path that I will be following is going to be a little bit strange. what you're going to do is from this position, you're going to be running up the stairs, and a zombie will most likely be here most times you run around the corner. They can spawn out this window, so be cautious of that, but most of the time as you're running up the stairs, they'll be right here. More will spawn right at this window here, and one will normally drop here. After round 10, you will start to have all those spawns. You're going to want to make your way through here, and you have two choices. If you fall down this way, you take no damage, which is good, but you can get yourself caught up because you can't necessarily see what's below you. If you end up going around this way, you can get caught. 2 to 3 zombies will normally be right in this section of the stairs and can get right close up in your face. So make sure you're careful when you're doing it. It's a little safer to drop down, but make sure you have a good weapon out because you can't see what's in front of you as you're doing that. I'm going to then follow my path through here. Make sure you have armor in case you do get hit and get spammed, even though you're trying to do the no hits challenge. And then you just follow this same path all the way around. If you reverse this, you will notice here in just a second that when you fall down this edge, you will take damage. So if you're trying to do this no damage challenge, make sure you do not fall off this edge right here, because you will take the slightest amount of damage, but it will make that perk or that challenge fail. So basically that's the path I follow around the entire house, so that way you guys can stay alive. I have nearly completed the round 30 without any downs. Got to 27 last night without any downs, so that was pretty good. But I ended up downing and failing the challenge. The round 50 is much harder, so you're going to have to get really good with the strat. By no means is this going to be an easy challenge, and this strategy will not make this challenge any easier, but this is the most productive and best path that I have found to avoid damage from the zombies for 20 rounds, as well as not go down for that 30 round challenge. When you are going for the 50 round challenge, I would recommend that you end up getting the perks and try and get the quick revive perk. For the first 20 rounds though, I would not recommend having your perks other than the reload fast. I would get the double tap, the quick run, and the electric cherry like perks. Those 4 are going to be your best for the first 20 or so rounds, and after that point I would recommend switching out your electric cherry perk for the quick revive perk, so that way you can stay alive after that 30 rounds challenge is already complete, because after round 30 it's going to be pretty hard to stay alive in a solo match with all the zombies that will be spawning. If you guys want to see how hard and how hectic it is in this place and the higher rounds, I will link my challenge attempt from last night in the description, so that way you guys can see how hectic and crazy it gets. As you can see on round 3, it's already getting kind of a little bit hectic down here, so you got to make sure you're careful. And I would recommend either buying the Son of Mars here, which is the MP40, or the STG off the wall in the early rounds to earn some points. I'd recommend opening the box and trying to hit for Jack in the Boxes once you have a few points and a perk or 2. Also on this map, if you don't know, you can only buy 1 perk per round, so do your best to space them out as much as possible for the low rounds before worrying about the pack-a-punch, because in the high rounds, switching perks can devastate you if you lose a perk like the speed cola, the run, or the double tap. Those can be very crucial. Now the perks I like to use work well with light or heavy weapons, but I find them working better with the light weapons. I try to get the P08 pistol once my box is pack-a-punch and I've completed that, because that pistol is a 3-round burst with double tap all the way up to round 20 or 25. It will single burst kill zombies, meaning 3 bullets will hit and kill 1 single zombie, and sometimes can take out multiple. So I really like that gun. As of now, the new pistol they added, the MM9, I believe is what it's called. That gun is not pack-a-punchable from the box. It has some kind of glitch with their system where it doesn't give you a pack-a-punch once you have the upgraded box. So I would stray away from that gun. But the toggle action shotgun is my number 2 gun I like to use, as it can one-hit into almost the 30s when you have it packed and double tapped. So those are the 2 guns I use the majority of the time. Another great gun I like to use is the Lewis. When it is upgraded, it is a very good gun for the higher rounds, but be careful of when you are reloading, because you want to make sure you're cautious so that way you do not end up taking damage and or getting trapped at the wrong spot. So never reload while you're going down or up the stairs or in a small corner. Make sure you are upstairs here in this long path. That is the only spot I will reload personally, because it is the only safe spot to reload an LMG or a heavy gun. I try to stick with the lighter and quicker reloaded guns because there is some powerful variants and powerful ones you can get. But other than that, that's going to be the best strategy I have found to complete all 3 of these challenges. Once again, it's easier to do the round 30 no down and the kill the Brenner challenge in one match and do the 20 with no damage in a separate, because the setup is a little bit different. You don't have to prioritize the box as much as you do with the round 30 and 50. But it's all up to you guys on how you guys find it best and easiest. I just wanted to bring you this little guide here real quick and show you guys what I am using and going to be grinding. I have personally tried 3 to 4 times on this map doing these attempts, and I've still yet to get any of the challenges. So it does take quite a bit of time to get the rhythm down, get practice, and get in the groove, so that way you guys can get all these challenges done. Once again, this has been Unpunk, bringing you that little guide, tutorial, Easter egg guide, whatever you want to call this, and we're going to see you guys on a video real soon.